Hello, everyone. Hopefully, you enjoyed NFL Week 4. I hope you did, because I didn't really enjoy it much. I was working most of Sunday, and of course, I got to watch the Giants get humiliated on Thursday. So, I already made my Giants video. If you are looking for that, that's already on my channel. I do basically a 10-minute reaction video to the Giants losing to Dallas on Thursday Night Football. So go check it out if you're interested. But today I'm going to be reacting. The Monday Night Football just ended, and so I'm now going to talk about all the games around the league. Some of them, like I said, as always, some of them I won't really say much because I didn't see much of the game. And then, of course, we'll react to whether my prediction was correct or not. So, without further ado, let's get on to these games. So, Dallas versus the Giants. I went with Dallas. That was a correct pick. And by the way, I had a good week. 69% correct rate. I don't know how you would say that. I predicted it right. Predicted the outcome correctly. So that comes out to 11 wins and 5 defeats. So 69%. I think that puts us the best week so far this season, week 4. Worst week so far was, of course, week 2. Go check that out. That was 31%. That was really bad. But 69%, I'm not gonna be mad about it. I'm pretty proud of myself, to be honest, to get these games right. But Philadelphia against Tampa Bay went with Tampa. I told you Tampa was going to win it, and it was the correct pick, of course. Philadelphia is a fraudulent team. We'll talk about the NFC East because, of course, the Commanders game is going to come up later in this video. But the Eagles, I don't like at all, and of course, it's obvious why I don't like the Eagles personally. But I don't like the Eagles as a team to be hitching your wagon on to win games or to do anything whatsoever because yeah, you beat New Orleans, but Philly's a fraudulent team. That I don't like the coach, I don't like the quarterback, and yet they're gonna have injuries. Deontay Smith, and of course Devontae Smith. And of course AJ Brown are still out, and yeah, I don't like the decisions they make. Their analytical team are a bunch of fucking losers, and yeah, I just don't understand the way they play the game. But Tampa winning, I'm happy, and a correct pick there. The Saints playing Atlanta in Atlanta. I correctly picked Atlanta there, so that's great. Minnesota in Green Bay. Minnesota wins. I can't believe Minnesota's undefeated. I have a friend of mine at work. He's a Vikings fan. I really need to ask him what he thinks about the Vikings because he didn't really expect much from the feeling I got from him was he wasn't expecting much from this season. Of course they lose JJ McCarthy, their number 1 pick, first round pick, I should say. And you think that the sky is falling, but no, that is not the case. They've been doing quite well without JJ McCarthy. And I'm happy for them. To be honest with you. But I correctly predicted Minnesota there. And of course, here comes my first loss. The Rams traveling to Chicago, they lose. Good win for Caleb Williams, but man, that is a game that the Rams should win, I would think, but didn't. I guess it was bound to happen that Chicago was going to have a good win. It's just the offensive line is just not good at all. Let's be honest. Cincinnati and Carolina, I went with Carolina thinking that they could get lightning in a bottle twice. Not the case. Cincinnati finally woke up, and Burrow had a good game from what I heard. So, I usually try not. I'm not a Cincinnati hater. Don't get that feeling, but I just thought that Cincinnati was just the skid was gonna continue, and you've seen that many times before in the NFL. It's a game that's really, really based on momentum, maybe too much on momentum, but it is the case. So I thought Cincinnati was going to struggle there, but find a way to win. Good for them. Jacksonville in Houston. It was a close game, especially going into halftime, but Houston finds a way to win it, so correctly predicted that one right there. And of course, and these are the games where I'm gonna have something to be mad about because these two picks shouldn't have been incorrect, but they were. Denver at the Jets. Honestly, I need to watch that replay because how the fuck do the Jets do that? Did they lost like 10-9? Like, let me double check. I think they lost 10-9, which I'm happy. One of my good friends is a Broncos fan, and I'm sure she's super happy right now. But how the fuck did the Jets not get a touchdown? Like, what the fuck is this, man? 10-9, dude. Get the fuck out of here, man. I can't believe it. The Jets are gonna jet, man. How do you have like that? Just shows you how bad New England is, I guess. But Denver wins that game. Amazing. I win. I had a parlay on that. One of the legs on my parlay was on that game. Went through. Thank goodness. But the Jets, oh my goodness, it helps that Buffalo lost as well, which we'll get to later on. But the Jets, I am going to be very wary of them, picking them from now on. And they have to go to London to play the Vikings, so that's going to be defeat for them again. Jets are going to be on a losing skid again. And, I saw the comments from Aaron Rodgers about, what Salah said. Man, it's just the Giants have been in a period of great dysfunction and some would say jet-like, but this was the time where the Jets were going to be the actual stable franchise in New York, and they just seemed like they were going to be they were stable for a 4 quarters of football against New England, and now they're back to jetting. So another good friend of mine is a Jets fan, and I can't imagine. I can't imagine you have a way better roster than what they played like on Sunday. So I'll watch the replay of that. I'll try not to fall asleep, but I can't believe that they did that. I just can't believe it. And then the other game that really just pissed me off that I got this wrong because they should have won instead of lose the game is the Steelers in Indianapolis. Anthony Richardson goes down, and Pittsburgh still loses this game. I'm just pissed off, man. That was really upsetting. As soon as I saw Anthony Richardson down, I thought the Steelers had this wrapped up, but they can't be undefeated forever, I guess, to be honest with you. But so yeah, that was an incorrect pick from me. New England against San Francisco. San Francisco wins. No surprise there. It's in Levi's Stadium. The Patriots are one of the worst teams in the league, probably worse than the New York Football Giants, to be honest with you. So I don't really know what New England's doing. I get that Drake May needs to learn from Jacoby Brissett, but man, it's just not good. I understand they're rebuilding, but it's just really bad to watch. Washington against Arizona in Arizona. Washington wins it as I predicted, and it is a correct prediction there. Washington creamed them, absolutely ran them off the field. It just obliterated the Arizona defense. And I was saying this in the summer, and I live in the heart of Cowboys country, and everyone was calling me an idiot. Who's laughing now? What am I talking about? I'm talking about the fact that I was telling everyone that the Commanders were going to win the East. I told everyone this. The Commanders are going to win the East. Dallas, it's the same fucking team, same bullshit. Maybe even worse. They lost some weapons. So, yeah, I'm not going to go with them. Eagles, did you see the way they closed out that season? And they look like the same team still. They got a few lucky wins, in my opinion. And, of course, the New York Football Giants are a disgrace to the NFL. That was basically it. I like the coach they have. I like the coach. I like the OC, Cliff Kingsbury. And I like the quarterback, Jaden Daniels. I thought you have these great coach quarterback relationship. It's gonna be something. And of course, Washington's not that dysfunctional franchise that as they were under the previous ownership. They're um they're turning the page here on their on what how they're doing in the league, and I think they're gonna be really good. I really think they're gonna be good. And I honestly, Washington's the only team where my hate doesn't blind me. I don't really hate Washington. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I lived a few years in Virginia, in the D.C. area in Virginia, and I have nothing against Washington. It was just funny that there wasn't many Washington fans where I lived. It was a lot of Cowboys fans for some reason, but that's a different story. But I have nothing against Washington. I have been at their dump stadium. If that's another question you have, I have been at that dump, and it was nasty back then. I can only imagine a 10 years later how decrepit it is still. KC in LA taking on the Chargers. I went with the Chargers thinking that there was going to be an upset. And look, again, the Chiefs have a horseshoe stuck so far up their ass they have no idea it's there. Mahomes tears the knee of Rashee Rice and they still win this game. Like, how the fuck does this even happen? I'll take that loss though. I went for it. It's not like the Jets and the incorrect picks of the Jets and Steelers losing, which that's just unacceptable. I expect better from them. The Chargers losing, I understand. I went for the dog in that one and got burned. Cleveland against Vegas. I went for Vegas. Look, Pepsi, one of my good followers. I went with Vegas and you guys bailed me out. Cleveland, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck even is this team? They have a good coach, two-time Coach of the Year winner in Kevin Stefanski. And Cleveland sucks, man. Number four, get him the fuck off the field. Like, just get him the fuck out. Pay him his contract. He fucking stinks, man. He just is shit. Deshaun Watson, you're a fucking bum. And the fact that it's just, I have nothing against Deshaun Watson. Did he do it? I don't know. He got he's been found civilly liable or he had to do settlement, so there's that. But of course, he's not been criminally found guilty of these accusations with these women. But fucking hell, he's so sorry, man. He's such a sad fucking. He's a sad excuse for a human, man, because he's over there. Look, let me tell you this. If I had a $230 million guaranteed to me in the current contract, I wouldn't give a fuck about the fans, what they think, them talking shit. And the rumor is, and it's kind of obvious it's him, he has this fucking burner account on Twitter where he put in the halftime of this exact game, Ford can't do it all by himself. What the fuck, dude? Why do you care? Why does it bother you? Maybe that's just me, and I'm not I'm a unique person. If I had 230 million guaranteed to me, I couldn't give a shit. I really couldn't give a shit, unless I'm want another 230 million from some other sorry franchise that's desperate enough to give me that. But it's just, I think it's hilarious. It's not even. I get sad, but in a funny way. But yeah, Cleveland stinks. I'm probably going to be betting against Cleveland for most of the year until they bench him, to be honest. We need Jameis Winston in, and then I'll have some faith in this team. Sunday Night Football was a good one. Buffalo going to Baltimore. Went with Baltimore there. Was the correct pick. Yeah, I don't know why I went with Baltimore, honestly. That was one that I had questioned. I think one of the things was Baltimore, good win on the road in Dallas. They need to go back they need to get to 2-2. 1-3 wasn't going to be good enough. So the back's against the wall. I like the coach. I like the quarterback. Not so much in the postseason, but regular season, they're a pretty good tandem. Not going to lie. And, this whole, the Buffalo thing, I'm not, like, I get that he got rid of his diva wide receiver and Stephon Diggs. and now it's basically you throw to the open man, which sounds amazing, but I just don't see it in Buffalo. Like, I think they'll still win the East, don't get me wrong, but I just don't see them as a contender in the AFC playoffs. But we shall see. And of course, the Monday night doubleheader that we just saw, Tennessee against Miami. I'm not going to really say much about that. Miami's a train wreck. Tyreek Hill's probably still yelling at his teammates. Tennessee wins that. I correctly picked that. Miami has no quarterback, has no chance. Sorry to say that. Seattle against Detroit. I just saw the ending of that. Detroit wins it. Um, yeah, it's Detroit looks like the Detroit of last year, which is good. And Seattle basically, Troy Aikman said a lot of people made fun of the teams that they played so far this season, which, let's be honest, not great. I forgot who they played week 1, but they played the Pats, who suck. They've played the Dolphins, who are not good without Tua, and they showed that they're still a force in the NFC. How big of a force we shall see later on in the season. But that's basically the Week 4 recap, guys. 69% hit rate, like I said, 11 correct picks, 5 wrong picks, and a total of 16 games. But I've been enjoying this really. I've really been enjoying doing these recaps here, and of course, keep an eye out Wednesday night or early Thursday morning for my preview for Week 5. I can't believe Week 5 is already here. We're getting the seasons is it's been going by quick, man. I will say the quality of play and most games aren't even competitive. It's I brought it up in my preview video, I think, for Week 4, but it is true. Like, I'm not. I talked to other people. They're saying the same thing. I know the betting community is getting burned, and this season is just so much cake out there. It's not even funny. But yeah, I think as the season goes on, we'll see teams actually get a clue and actually play the way they're supposed to be playing and get comfortable. But until then, we'll see what happens. But I appreciate you guys for clicking on this video. And if you made it this far, thanks, guys. I appreciate all the support I've been getting on this NFL content because I have another project coming up, and it's going to take a lot of time. I'll still be doing the NFL content just for you because I like the numbers I've been seeing with this series here. But that is the recap for Week 4. Like I said, share, subscribe, share with your buddies if they follow NFL too. I'm sure there's plenty. That's all I got for this video, guys. I'll see you Wednesday for my preview of Week 5. Costless signing out.